The creator economy is set to hit $400 billion by 2029, right? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how you can be sending high-ticket leads to your business through this $400 billion creator economy, because this is the biggest opportunities business owners have ever had. Because if you're not building your brand right now, you're letting your competitors simply print money, steal your leads while you just watch from the sidelines. Or maybe right now you're trying to grow, but you don't know what to post, you're confused, or you don't have the time to. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how I do it to get not only myself high ticket leads, as you can see right here, but also how I've helped my clients, like for example here, literally get 21,000 comments in a single video, sending 3,000 people straight to its consulting page. And I can tell you right now, some of those leads were extremely high quality. So I'm going to be breaking down exactly how you can do this, how you can implement this without needing to be a genius. So now that we've established it's going to be a $400 billion industry, and right now it's around like a $286 billion industry, which is incredible. Now let's establish that what is a real opportunity in 2025, right? Because in 2025, your personal brand is simply your greatest asset. Alex Ramosi, he's the face of acquisition.com. Grant Cardone, he's the face of 10X. Gary Vee, he's the face of VaynerMedia. And even billionaires now, like Ray Dalio, things like this other Hughes guy, they're all building their personal brand because they understand it's the highest leverage activity you can be doing in 2025, right? There's no other way you can reach so many people en masse and give away value to so many people at one time apart from social media. And you need to be the face of your brand, right? Like, we're now in a trust recession. You've probably noticed this in your business as well. Like, it's getting crazy out there. But yeah, interpersonal trust in America is just going down and down and down every single year. Consumers aren't trusting businesses, and now 61% of business leaders worldwide aren't trusted. Now, if this doesn't tell you that you need a personal brand, and even if you can't blow up, you need to start growing right now to have that trust factor, then I don't know what's gonna convince you, right? Now let's first get into how you're gonna start doing this. So first, before we start the whole content process, you need to get extremely clear on your ideal client profile, right? And get clear on who your content is targeting. Like literally understand their pain points, desires, fears, what keeps them up at night. And this is actually like I completely overlooked this when I first grew my personal brand. When I first started like 2.5 years ago, I was growing content and I was like, wow, okay, I'm just gonna create content, go viral. But I attracted the wrong type of people because I didn't understand and actually break down who my client avatar was. I just went viral and I attracted the wrong type of people. But if you don't get clear on who your client avatar is, then you're just going to completely create content that's not going to get you leads, right? You might get views, but you're not going to get leads. But if you get clear on your client avatar, you understand their pain points, their desires, your fears, and what keeps them up at night, really analyze this, and you literally only create content that solves these problems, you're going to get views, but you're going to get really qualified views, right? And that's what we've been doing for all of our clients to really get them crazy results. Then once you do all that, then you can finally understand what type of content they like, right? What type of content they like. Go see what they're liking, go see what other creators are doing that's attracting qualified leads, and that is the type of content that attracts them. And then obviously you need to start creating that content. So now once you're extremely clear in your ideal client profile, now let's get into step 1. So section 1 is top of the funnel, right? So this is where you do not need to reinvent the wheel. Do not reinvent the wheel with your content, because then you're just going to be taking shots in the dark. Heavy market research is something you just need to be in the weeds for, right? I'm not saying you need to spend all day on market research, obviously not, you're running a business, but market research, you just spend like 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, I don't know, right? So you want to spy on the top creators in your niche, right? I remember when I first got one of my viral videos, which one? Yeah, this one. When I first got this viral videos, what I did was I found the biggest creators in my niche and then I just replicated the video and made it better. The original video where I copied this from got 2 million views and mine got 10 million views because I replicated it, but I made it better, right? That's what literally marketing is at a whole. Any single marketer out there, the best marketers in the world, they see what works, they take the proven concept and they make it better. So see what performed the best, replicate the content. Heavy market research is extremely important. And probably every single client that first came to me before we started working together, they were all coming up with their own content ideas, right? And they were all stuck at like 200 views. You know, they weren't getting leads from their content. Like their followers were just decreasing every day. Nothing was happening. And they were all making the mistakes of coming up with their own content ideas. Now, that's no different to taking shots in the dark, right, with your content. There's no strategy behind that. Now, once you do your heavy market research, that's where you can create content that's backed by data instead of just your brain, right? And as you can see here, doing this allowed us to get 7.4 million views, 400k views, 100k views for our client right here. That was previously, he just started a new account, right? And in just 4 months, we've been able to do this, which is incredible. This is the video that got thousands of leads from a single video. So it's crazy. So step one, once you get all the qualified views and followers, you know, coming onto your page. Now step two, this is when you want to build authority and trust, right? This is what gets people to convert. So cold lead to a warm lead. How are we going to get someone from a cold lead to a warm lead? So to get someone from a cold lead to a warm lead, you need to be posting hyper-specific content and Instagram stories. Think about it, right? Maybe you've bought a course in the past, maybe you've bought a mentorship, a mastermind ticket, or anything. You got nurtured by that person because they gave away hyper-specific content and you probably watched a lot of their Instagram stories. I know before I've bought from anyone, I've spent like a lot of money on mentorships. I know before I've ever bought anyone, I've always binge watched their content. I've seen their Instagram stories. I never buy from someone if I see that their personal brand isn't optimized. Fact. And I don't think anyone else in the B2C or B2B, especially B2B, buy from people that don't have optimized brands, right? Now, so let's get into the first hyper-specific content. So this is the nurturing content, right? Hyper-specific content. This is content that shifts beliefs. This is content that is client transformations, you know, niche specific value bombs. And this is where you're talking directly to your ideal client. So let me go over why content that shifts beliefs is so important. Because content that shifts beliefs, this is what rewires your people, right? If someone watches your page and then they watch one of your videos and they just leave your video with knowing nothing and like not really thinking, then they're not going to remember your brand, right? The biggest brands out there, they're the ones that shift people's beliefs because that's what actually makes people remember you. They're like, oh wait, what? I thought this one thing, but now he's saying another thing. Maybe I gotta check this guy out. Maybe what I've learned before isn't correct. And client transformations, that is incredibly important because this is what shows people that you actually know what you're doing. No one's going to buy from someone that gets shit results, right? Like, obviously. So these are some examples of nurturing content and hyper-specific content. So here I was going over really in-depth videos about how to, you know, gain followers. Here I was targeting business owners, right? So I was like, what do I post as a business owner? Again, talking directly to my ideal client profile. And in this one, how to attract buyers, not viewers. Again, my ideal client profile, they want this, right? This is what they're looking for. So really just calling out your ideal client profile and speaking directly to them and then shifting their beliefs. Now, Instagram stories. Instagram stories is a huge one, right? Because like anyone that buys off someone on social media, they view their stories. And your stories is probably one of the most powerful ways to touch someone, right? Like, oh wow, that was a bit weird. Instagram stories is probably one of your most powerful touch points. So there's 3 types of really good Instagram stories that I use all the time. So one is raw thoughts, right? You don't just want to be selling on your stories all the time because then no one gets that personal connection with you. A personal connection is something, again, I overlooked. I've overlooked many things, but a personal connection is also something I overlooked. Again, think about it. If you're going to buy from someone, you want to somewhat feel like you can trust them and you want to have that personal connection with them and understand they're not there to just scam you. Now, we all know the importance of nurturing people, right? Like if you nurture people, you can charge them higher prices. They're way more likely to buy. It decreases your sales cycle. Like this, nurturing is what is the key of business, and that's why content is so powerful. So in my stories, I always send people to long form videos. Now, bro, can you hear these planes? So now I gotta pause. So yeah, you send them to a long form video. You hype up something and then you send them to a long form video after. I think the skill of knowing how to go viral should be one of the highest paid jobs in the world. And then yeah, you can scale any business with this. And then I created this free video training breaking down how I got 20 million views and my strategy, and then send people to a long form asset. And then 3, one of the best ones for conversions, client results for social proof, right? So here I was showing how I grew my client from 200 followers to like 60K followers. And then we got 2.3K interested quality leads to his service. And look at all these like verified people that were commenting on his video just in the last 2 days, all asking for his service. And then yeah, and I was like, stop playing around with your content. It's the highest leverage activity you can do as a business owner. Do you want me to implement this into your business? And these are great for leads. I got some leads from this one as well. They're just great. All right. Social proof is what people buy from. Now, once you've built your top funnel and once you've built your authority and your trust with those people you brought in from the top funnel, this is where you're going to convert. Look at all the biggest creators, Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi, Grant Cardone. They all use this funnel. They have the top of funnel content that attracts in their people, that attracts in their name, builds their name. And then they have the step 2, which is build authority and trust. They have that content that is really, really valuable, that makes people be like, oh shit, Alex Hormozi, he just taught me that. Iman Gadzhi, that was such a good piece of value. Like, I trust this guy now, right? And like, when you give someone value, that you shift their beliefs, they see you as the expert, they see you as someone they want to learn from. Now, a big mistake that separates a lot of people is that they do step 1, they do step 2 kind of right, and then they mess up step 3, which is what I'm about to go into. But step 3 is actually how we're going to convert all these people. And I just want you to understand that like social media is endless opportunity. It's endless. It's a $400 billion economy. Right now, it's basically $300 billion. As a business owner, this is the gold mine. So let's get into step 3. Step 3 is DMs and lead collection, right? This is what we like to see. So I use this for myself, and I also now implement this into my clients' businesses. We have an appointment setter system. This is something new that we're implementing for our clients, and it's going to work extremely well because it's worked well for me. Now, appointment setter system is where you want to message everyone that is a warm lead in your audience. So, for example, people who follow you, people who like your videos, people that comment, people that view your story. These are all people that you can message and get leads from, right? So people who follow you from your content, like this way, you are literally getting consistent leads from every single video that you post. Like every single video. You do top funnel correct, you do build authority and trust correct, you see the people following you, engaging, and then you're messaging them, right, having a really good script. And this allowed me to do this, right, just from appointment setting. Like seriously, you are literally getting consistent leads from every single video that you post with the appointment setter system. That's why social media is so powerful. You can post a video, attract people, and then message them. Boom, lead. Post, attract, message, post, attract, message, post, attract, message. Do this every day and do it en masse. That's why social media is so powerful. That's why it's the highest leverage activity you can be doing. And like, how else are you going to get someone to trust you without content? Now, you want to automate your leads with ManyChat and send them to your funnel as well. So, for example, in my video, I'm not sure why this is here. That's not even ManyChat. Actually, no, that's sending them towards a funnel. Never mind. Yeah, you're sending them down your funnel. And then with all these videos here, I send people towards a funnel. I tell them to comment something and I send them a free asset. And then I collect their email with ManyChat sometimes. Now, also here, this is from my client. Again, that viral video that we did for him got now it's like 9,000, like a 40% click-through rate, which is crazy. And I know for a fact the return he got on that video just paid for our whole service for months and months, right? It's crazy. From one video. Like, where else can you create a video for free, right? Post it and get thousands of leads. If you want to do that with ads, that's going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, this was one of my videos. I got around like 2,800 emails from this one video, which was again incredible. And then again, for one of my clients here, we sent 1.2 thousand people at a 51% click-through rate, which is around 600 people, 600, 800 people straight towards his lead magnet. Boom. Right, like this is how powerful social media is. Once you understand, it's a $400 billion industry, and there's endless opportunities. So this is the system that I've implemented for myself and also my clients to get incredible results. I took one of my clients from 13K to over 130K followers with this system. I took, again, another one of my clients from 200K. I took another one of my clients from 200 to 60K followers with this system, getting him tons of leads from a single video. Another one of my clients made 24K in 1 week from our content. It's just incredible. Now, this is just a strategy behind why content works. But if you want to see exactly how I rebuild my Instagram from scratch after already growing to 50,000 followers plus, then I want you to watch this video here. I'll pop it up somewhere, maybe it'll come up as a card. But yeah, this basically breaks down the full step-by-step system I used to get to 50,000 followers. I used to get my client from 200 to 60K followers. I used to get my client from 13K to 130K followers. So if you want that and you want to learn how you can implement yourself, then watch this video wherever it pops up. And yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Actually, go watch that video. So bye.